I'm host Joanne from Dine Inn, and today I'm going to teach you how to make Kung Pao tiger prawns wrapped with mixed lettuce from ingredients from our local farms here at the virtual SG Farmers Market. Okay, so just a brief history. So Kung Pao actually is a traditional stir fry that originated from Sichuan, China. They usually use chicken, veg, peanuts, stir-fried in a sweet and spicy and a tangy sauce. So usually people use chicken, but today I'm using tiger prawns instead because for Chinese New Year usually we always have either a seafood, prawns and fish on the table. So instead of your usual cereal prawns, why not have something different and also healthier? That's why we're going to pair it with mixed lettuce. It's also very visually appealing, like when you put it on the table. Yeah. So today I'm not going to add any peanuts because your tiger prawns, if they're really fresh, they should be crunchy enough. So it kind of like, adds to the crunchiness and to the whole dish. And very refreshing because of the lettuce that you're going to serve it with. So let me start by introducing the ingredients that we're going to use for today. First up, we have the tiger prawns by LSSI by Longstar, and also the mixed lettuce by Kokfa Technology Farm. Yeah, so all these are actually farmed locally. So if you're not a fan of prawns, you can actually substitute with fish. Right? Here in our virtual SG Farmers Market, we also have Seabass, pearl grouper, red snapper from Ace Fish Market, the hybrid grouper and a coral trout from Apollo Marine Seafood, the Barramundi red snapper hybrid grouper from Blue Current, and also from the fish farmer, we have Barramundi red snapper, Pomfret, grey mullet and sea perch. So a very large variety to choose from, and yep. Okay, so we also have here onion, just half the onion, and so we can choose to use like an orange capsicum or yellow capsicum or green or red. So it's up to you because it depends on like what you like actually. So right here I'm using the orange and the yellow because I already have something green, so I want it to be visually appealing, so I want it to be colorful. Yeah. And also some dried red chili to add a spice to the dish. And here for the sauces, for the Kung Pao sauce, we have here dark soy sauce, light soy sauce, some sesame oil, ginger, which I will slice later, some vinegar which gives it the tangy flavor to the dish, sugar, and lastly some corn flour and water to thicken the sauce. So this recipe serves about 2 to 3 packs, and you can size it up according to your family size. Okay, so let's start with the prawns. So these are really fresh tiger prawns. So how do you know whether these prawns are fresh? So how you can tell is actually from the head. So this part, you just press it, and if it's firm, the shell is firm, means it's very fresh. And the head is not dropping, so this is a very fresh prawn, yeah? So just peel it out, peel the shells out, and if you want to make the sauce more tasty, you can actually keep the heads to simmer the sauce so that you get more of the prawn flavor. So right now I'm going to deshell everything because we are just going to use it without the heads so that it's easier when we wrap it in the lettuce and eat it later. Yeah. So, okay, so I'm gonna slit it slightly, so that when I pan sear it, the prawn actually spreads out. It also ensures that the prawn gets cooked easily. Yep. Okay, so right now I'm going to dice the onions. The yellow onion, not too small because I want it to have a crunch when I actually cook it. So just roughly dice it around this size. And then we have the peppers here, which I will also dice around the same size as the onions because I want them to be cooked at the same time. Because if they are a different size, some will be cooked faster than the other. So I have a mixture of two colors here, so makes the dishes more visually appealing. Yeah. And then next, I will just slice the ginger. Just thinly slice the ginger. So actually when you stir fry the ginger, it actually gives it an additional layer of spiciness and fragrance in the dish. Yeah, set it aside. Okay, so I'll just start with the sauce now, and I'm gonna just combine all the ingredients of the compound sauce into one bowl. This is the duck sauce. The light sauce. Sesame oil. Sugar. And the vinegar. So just mix it all together. Just give it a light stir. Then you set it aside. Okay, so I'm just going to turn on the pan. It's a little bit of cooking oil. Let the pan heat up a little bit. So the first item I'm going to saute is actually the ginger, the sliced ginger. I want it to be slightly browned. so that it'll be fragrant and a little bit crispy. So you start to smell the fragrance of the ginger coming up. So once I see that it's slightly browning, I will start putting in the onions. The peppers and then the chilies. So this is where the flavor and the aroma of the onions and the ginger and the chili all comes up. Okay, try not to overcook it because you want to have a crunch from the onions and the capsicum as well, the peppers. Okay, next, time to cook the prawns. So if you're using fish, lightly just coat the fish with a little bit of flour. Corn flour or plain flour is fine. This is to ensure that the fish doesn't flake when you actually stir fry it later on. So if I'm doing the fish, I will pan sear the fish first before I pan sear the ginger and the onions and the capsicum. So these prawns are quite big, so depending on the size of the prawns, you can actually portion your ingredients accordingly. So do not overcook the prawns. Once they turn, I'm just going to let it stand up a little bit so that the middle part is cooked. So right here we have this orange, yellow, a little bit of the red from the dried chili. So just make sure that the prawns are thoroughly cooked, but try not to overcook the prawns. Once it turns bright orange, like this, then it's done. Because we're going to add a sauce right now. Okay, so let me just gently stir the sauce. You can smell the fragrance of the seafood and everything. Just pour it over the prawns. Just let it simmer. So right now, the sauce is slightly thin. So what I want to do is to add a little bit of water to dilute the sauce a little bit. Okay, because we're eating it with the veg, with the lettuce, we want it to have more sauce so that when we bite, all the juices come out. Yeah? So right now I'm gonna thicken the sauce a little bit. Just to make sure that the liquid is boiling before I just add some of the sauce. So this step is actually to ensure that the sauce is actually coated on the prawns. Okay, once it's thickened, turn off the fire and we are ready to plate. Okay, so now we are ready to plate our dish. So I'm gonna peel this off. So it's up to you. If you like more veg, you can actually have more of these lettuce. Actually, it's quite refreshing because it's very crunchy. Plate the prawns on top. So as you can see, the sauce is thick enough to coat the prawn because this is what you want. If you want, you can actually remove the tail of the prawn, but it looks better actually with the tail. Just make sure that it's coated with all the sauce. Yeah, and of course you will want to put some of the capsicum in there for the crunch. So if you want to eat it without the lettuce, it's also possible because you can just have it with rice. It can just be a dish. So you know how usually Chinese New Year we have too many dishes. So this can be something like light and refreshing, like maybe like as an appetizer or a starter. Of course, like I said, this can also be a dish on its own. So just garnish a little bit with the chopped scallions. Okay, and we're done. Okay, so this is done. The dish is done. So this is the Kung Pao tiger prawns with mixed lettuce. Okay, so if you're feeling adventurous and feel like serving another appetizer or side dish, we have something from Just Produced, which is a Mesclun Crunchy Classics, as well as the smoked Seabass from Ace Fish Market. Just plate the salad and just lay the Seabass on top. So it's smoked, so you don't need to add any like salt or pepper on it. Just put it on the salad, and yes, there you go. You have like another appetizer that's easy to serve. Okay, so this is a very easy recipe with very common ingredients. So you get these ingredients at promotional prices at virtual SG Farmers Market. So we can deliver all these fresh produce right to your doorstep. And what's more, for every $50 and above spent, you actually get free delivery. And also, we also have exclusive deals from our farmers. All of this only for today. So for the recipes, they'll be published on the SAFEF website in both English and Chinese. So for those of you who are interested to whip up more dishes for Chinese New Year, usually maybe you cook a 8-course or 10-course dinner, feel free to visit our Dine Inn website and also the mobile app to get all your ingredients because we have a whole range of the freshest ingredients from the local farmers.